the webinars that we are going to host for this month. This is actually the first one for this July. So this webinar is hosted by Kanata Educational Consultancy Services. So again, we'd like to thank you for attending and for choosing to spend your Friday night with us. We know that you have somewhere else better, you have better places to go to and you have better things to do, but you're here with us and we do appreciate that. So thank you. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Van. I'm one of the education counselors here in Kanata, and I'm also joined by one of my co-counselors, Francis. So is here. We are supposed to be joined by two of the school representatives from the top schools, two of the top schools in Ontario, from Centennial College and Sault College. However, the school representative for Centennial College is sick. And the representative for Sault College, I think, is running late, but we're not yet sure if she'd make it. Okay, or she'd be able to attend tonight. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with a presentation by Kanata, which will be presented by Francis. And then afterwards, we're going to have a Q&A portion. Okay? It's like an open forum wherein you can ask your questions. Actually, for everyone's information, you are allowed to type down your questions while the presentation's ongoing. Okay, so we have your chat box here on Zoom, and then you can ask also for those who are watching live on YouTube, you can type down your questions as well. And then we'll get to answer all of those questions after the presentation. Dun nga, sa latter part of the evening we're going to do the question and answer. Okay, and then since I think most of you are here for Centennial College and Sault College, no? But since the reps won't be able to make it, you can ask questions for those schools and we'll try our best to answer if we can about your questions about Centennial and Sault. All right, so yeah, I won't keep this introduction long. Let's start now with the presentation. Francis, we can start when you're ready.
Aside from their efficient admin and communication skills, they are very supportive on a professional level, but at the same time you can feel that personal touch. They care about you not because that's what they do, but because it's who they are. And I think that's a rare quality that you can find in a consultancy, and you can really see it in the way they work with you. Actually, I already did. I mean, why would I go with something so good, right? If you're looking for a strong support system and very excellent in admin skills, then Kanata is the right educational consultancy for you. First of all, of course, I'm looking forward to the virtual setup of classes. In Canada's culture, and structure stretch my mind.
kumusta naman yung experience nyo with Kanata Education, syempre? Tinulungan...
Alam mo, in all honesty, sobrang laking tulong sa amin ng Kanata kasi step by step, yung pagtulong nila, ramdam mo talaga yung genuine concern and support nila. Hindi lang sila yung agency na basta makakuha ng pera or makapagpasa lang or ma-check lang ng document. Sila mag-check ng document. Makulit sila, mataray sila. They see to it that everything is in order before they launch the visa application. So alam mo, hindi lang yung feeling ng may trust ka, pero feeling mo rin panatag pa sa application mo kasi alam mo na-check na maayos at talagang pinaglaanan ng oras yung document.
All right. Good evening, everyone. And kumusta kayo? So for tonight, may possibility na there will be no school representative from Centennial College because of circumstances, but we are here. We will discuss the process and also the things you need to know when you want to start your application and to start your education in Canada. So kami naman detailed, and we will answer your inquiries after matapos ng presentation in Canada. So let me just share my screen. Okay, so I hope everyone can hear me clearly, and also as well as you can see my screen. So again, welcome to Kanata's Educational Consultancy Services, free webinar about study in Canada. So before we start, I would just like to remind again everyone to turn off your video and audio so meron tayong mas clear na presentation. And don't worry, later on, we will attend to your inquiries and questions. So for tonight, our today's topics is we will discuss who we are and what are the services do we provide about studying in Canada. So we also discuss for tonight's webinar the process of application, the student privileges and opportunities in Canada, and future plans. So Canada originates from the word Kanata, which means village or coming together. So dito actually nanggaling yung name ng agency, which is Kanata Educational Consultancy Services. So we are one of the leading education agency here in Manila, or we provide services all over the world for Filipinos. So whether you're in Visayas, Mindanao, or whether in the Middle East or some parts of Asia, we can assist your application. So we have years of experience handling school applications and student visa applications. So we have partner schools all over Canada. So whether you want to study in Ontario, whether you want to study in Alberta, Manitoba, or British Columbia, so definitely we can assist you. But for tonight, we can discuss the opportunities and the programs offered by Sault College and Centennial College located in Ontario. So our mission is to help Filipinos who wants to pursue their post-secondary education in Canada with no extra cost. So yes, you heard it right. We don't no extra cost because we don't collect processing fee, we don't collect assistance fee for our student. We will help you for free during school application and also the visa application. So here are our services. So one is we do give free assessment and one-on-one consultation for our student to make to know about their background, to know more about their goals in Canada. So we do representation for our student. So we will represent you on your school application. So don't worry, your documents, kami yung magsasubmit niyan sa school to get your letter offer or to get your letter of acceptance. So we also do documentation. So Kanata Education will provide you the comprehensive list of requirements and guidelines for student visa application. So para at least guided kayo when we apply, what are the documents needed, and to make sure na complete and tama yung mga documents na isasubmit nyo on your visa application. So definitely, yung services ni Kanata is from start to finish until you receive your student permit. So let's talk about Canada. So Canada is the second largest country by land, with 9.98 million square kilometers, with 10 provinces and 3 territories and 4 regions. So first region is the Western Canada, yung Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan. Second region is the Atlantic. So it's the New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland and Labrador. Third is the Yukon or Northwestern Territories. And 4 is the Central Canada, which is the location of Ontario and Quebec. So Canada. So let's talk about Canadian education. So the education system of Canada is one of the best in the world, and they are also considered as the most educated countries in the world. Their education is acknowledged all over the world, and it is affordable compared to other first world nations. It also promotes diversity and multiculturalism. The campus is healthy, and they have a safe environment, and they have exciting campuses. So here are the opportunities also that you can get if you study in Canada. So you'll get exciting campus environment, world-class innovative education, possible immigration, and unlimited opportunities for work, for your spouse's work, for your dependents' education. So let's talk about the benefits of an international student. So, but before getting that, you need to follow these rules. So you need to follow these conditions to be able to get a student permit or to continue getting the privileges of an international student. So first, you always need to be enrolled at the DLI. So both Sault College and Centennial College are part of the DLI. So meaning, if you study here, you will get the benefits and privileges of an international student. So second is you need to make progress toward completing your studies. Third, respect the conditions of your student permit. And fourth is stop studying if you do not meet the requirements. And lastly, you need to leave Canada when your permit expires. So we will discuss this again before the end of the presentation to know, sir, aalis ba ako ng Canada after ko mag-aral? What are the opportunities for me after I graduate? Because syempre, I have plans for permanent residency and to continue to work in Canada. So here are one of the opportunities or privileges of an international students. Do you know if you're studying as an international student in Canada, you can work while finishing your program or while you study. So you can work on campus, off-campus work. So as long as you are holding a student permit, you can work part-time, and also for co-op. So some programs, they have co-op or internship before finishing your program. So for your work, international students, pwede lang silang magtrabaho for 20 hours because syempre, part-time lang yan because syempre, you are an international student. You need to focus on your studies, pero allowed kayo to work. Pero during semestral break and holiday breaks naman, you can work 40 hours or full-time work. So after finishing your program, ito na exciting na part because hindi nyo kailangan umalis ng Canada because you will given a postgraduate work permit. So postgraduate work permit is the permit you will have after finishing your program. So this permit will allow you to stay in Canada, and during this time, you can work full-time. Unlike habang nag-aaral kayo and while finishing your program, you can only work part-time. But during postgraduate work permit, you can work full-time. So if you study a 1-year program or 8 months to 1-year program, you will get 1-year PGWP. But if you study a 2-year program, you will get 3 years postgraduate work permit. So also, as an international student, you can bring your dependents. So you can bring your spouse, your common law partner, and children. So question, Sir Francis, can I bring my parents with me during my studies? Or what about my siblings? Pwede ko ba silang isama? Unfortunately, hindi pwede. But if naging PR na kayo doon, you can apply them as your dependents. But if you're holding a student permit or student visa, you can only bring your spouse, common law partner, and children. So here are the documents needed to start the application in Canada. So syempre, you need a valid passport, your academic transcript, so your high school Form 137 and diploma. For your college naman, college TOR and diploma. So IELTS results, you also need this one. But Centennial College and Sault College waive their IELTS requirements for Filipino students. So meaning you don't need to take IELTS in doing the school application. So minus another savings pa rin to for the students, for the applicant, because IELTS right now siguro nasa 12 to 13,000 pesos, but if you're going to apply to Sault College and Centennial College, hindi na siya required. But Centennial College requires the student to have a medium of instruction. So you will get this one in your high school and college. So it's a certificate that the medium of instruction nung nag-aaral kayo dun sa school is English. So pwede na yun. So during visa application naman, you need to submit also your certificate of employment, birth certificate, and resumes, IDs. So marami pa. But for school application, it's your passport. Kung married kayo, you need to submit also your marriage certificate and your school credentials. So this is the process on applying as a student, as an international student in Canada. So first is you need to consult with your counselor. So as Kanata, we are your counselor. So basically, we will help you on your journey from start to finish. So consult with your counselor. We will discuss especially your background, your education background, your work experience. Magma-matter to, especially when choosing a program and also during visa application. So after consulting with your counselor, na finalize na yung program na take nyo in Canada, second is we need to gather and submit required documents for school application. So this one, your documents, you will email that to us. So i-scan nyo lang. Hindi nyo kailangan pumunta ng office, hindi nyo kailangan nagpa-LBC ng documents because the submission is through online. So you only need to scan your documents and submit it to us. So after nyan, after getting your documents, we will submit it to school. And then we need to wait for your letter of acceptance. So good thing because Centennial College and Sault College, medyo faster sila compared to other schools. So if you're targeting for January intake, we can still apply, and there are enough time pa rin to apply for your student permit or your student visa. So fifth is you need to confirm your payment for your tuition fee to confirm your seat, because it is required that you pay your tuition fee before visa application. So after paying for your tuition fee, you also need to get a medical test because this is a requirement when you apply for student visa, and complete all the visa requirements. So we will just, don't worry about the requirements, tutulungan kayo ni Kanata. Even yung pag-create ng SOP or statement of purpose, usually dito nahihirapan yung mga students. So don't worry, we will help you. And then, good thing then, because I know nahihirapan si student, sir, paano po naman i-apply yung visa? Don't worry, Kanata is here to help you on lodging your application. So all throughout the application, Kanata will assist you. So during visa application, so mamimili lang tayo because there are two types of visa application for student permit. So one is the regular stream, or the most preferred option for visa application of student. And second one is the study direct stream, or the straightforward, hassle-free type of application. Both streams can get you a student permit. Meron lang silang kahibaan sa mga requirements. So let's discuss. So for regular stream, ang required payment ng tuition fee is 1 semester. Unlike for study direct stream, you need to pay for the 1-year tuition fee. So for your proof of financial capacity, you need to have a sponsor that has a proof of funds equivalent to 1-year tuition fee plus 1-year living costs of 10,000 Canadian dollars. For study direct stream, no need for proof of financial capacity. You just need to pay 1-year tuition fee and purchase a guaranteed investment certificate worth 10,000 Canadian dollars. So it's like a bank account in Canada na inopen mo na dito, and then pag nag-travel ka to Canada, you can get the money. So para lang to secure that you have enough funds for your 1-year living costs in Canada. So for regular stream, you don't need to take IELTS, but if you're applying for your visa through study direct stream, you need an IELTS score of 6.0 with no score of lower than 6. So Sir Francis, you mentioned a while ago that if you're going to apply for Centennial College and Sault College, we don't need to take IELTS. Yes, that's correct. But if you're applying through study direct stream, you need to have an IELTS results. So to submit a visa application through regular stream and study direct stream, you need a letter of acceptance from the school. You need to create a study plan or statement of purpose. So ito yung isusulat nyo, why do you want to study in Canada? What are your plans? Paano makakatulong yung degree or diploma in Canada for your career progression here in the Philippines? And also, you need to submit a proof of identity or your passport. So dapat valid. Hindi pwedeng, sir, expired na po yung passport ko. So for school application, we can use that. But if we're going to lodge your application or submit your visa application, you need to have a valid passport. So again, Kanata Educational Consultancy Services don't collect processing fee. We don't collect assistance fee. We will help you for free. However, before we start the application, you need to settle 10,500 pesos, not Canadian dollars, to start the application. But don't worry, this amount, this 10,500 pesos is consumable, meaning instead of you paying 235 Canadian dollars for your visa fee and biometrics, because regardless whether you have an agency or meron, or wala pala, sorry, you will pay 235 Canadian dollars. So instead of you paying that amount, we will use the 10,500 pesos. So again, to start the application, you need to present your passport, your resume, your academic transcripts, and of course, pay the 10,500 pesos security deposit fee. And also, Kanata Educational Consultancy Services have free assessment, unlimited consultation with our counselors, and free assistance on your school application and visa application. So actually, this is the end of my presentation. So you can always visit our office in Makati. We are located in the Tower 2 of Enterprise Center in Ayala Avenue, corner Paseo Rojas, Makati City. So, and you can also follow our Facebook page. You can call us and text with our number 0917-164-2489. You can email inquiries@kanataedu.com, and you can also follow us on our Instagram page, Kanata Education. So if you want to know more about study in Canada, to watch past webinars, you can follow Miss Catherine May YouTube account. So you will know more about programs for different work, and you can also get tips on how to start and to start your application as an international student. So again, that's the end of my presentation, and we can now proceed with our question and answer portion.
Thank you so much, Francis. So yeah, so medyo short itong webinar natin for tonight because yun nga, again, we, on behalf of the school representatives, we'd like to apologize for them being not able to attend the webinar for tonight. Okay, so since we're done with the presentation for Kanata, we are now open for the questions. So you're free to ask your questions. You can just type those questions down to chat box, or if you're on YouTube, you can type down your questions as well. Also, please wait for a while because we are going to post the link if you want to book a consultation with us. I think that one, no, Francis, is very important, especially if you have, very specific questions about, let's say, Miss, ano bang
What
a
program?
program, yeah, ano bang program perfect sa akin, if I'm taking, like, if I took nursing for my undergrad, anong program yung bagay sa akin, like which location should I take, yung mga ganon, or kung aabot pa, so those very personal and those very, ayun, questions, you can book a consultation para at least meron kayo as a one-on-one counselor meeting, kumbaga. You don't have to worry because that's free naman. Wala kaming consultation fee. So processing fee is free. Consultation as well is free. So, ayan. So now I'm checking the chat box. Ayan, na-post na namin. If you want to book a consultation, you book an appointment with Kanata, we posted the link there so you can book a
Okay.
one-on-one consultation. Sige,
Yes,
Francis, you
also
can start na.
Yes, you can also turn on your mic. You can speak if you have questions. And if you have questions about Sault College and Centennial College, we are happy to answer it with Miss Van and also me. And if you have Kanata questions
Okay.
about the process, you can also type in your questions.
Sige, but before we do that, let's try to answer both of the ones that we can find in the chat box. So the first one is from Cherry. So she asked here, yung medium of instruction po, parehong kukunin sa high school and college or pwedeng from college lang?
Okay. Van?
Sige. Actually, yung MOI, it depends on the program that you're gonna apply into. Kasi if you are applying for, let's say, a postgraduate diploma, you don't necessarily have to submit your high school requirements. So magiging required lang yung high school MOI mo if, let's say, the program you are applying to is a diploma course. Kasi if it's a diploma course, it is a must to submit your high school requirements.
Yes. Okay. Add ko lang, Van, especially if you're applying for Centennial College. So whether you want to apply for a diploma course or postgraduate certificate, you need to submit high school documents and college documents. So including dyan yung medium of instruction. So if you're applying for Centennial College, you need medium of instruction from your high school and college. That's different naman for Sault College. So for Sault College, they don't require to submit MOI. You just need to submit your Form 137 and diploma and your college TOR and diploma. No need for MOI because automatic waive yung IELTS requirements for international students.
Okay. So yeah, yung MOI naman, you need not to worry because if you are going to request, let's say, the documents from those schools, pwedeng isabay mo sa schools lang din i-request ng MOI. So kung let's say you're gonna request for your diploma, pwedeng isabay niyo yung MOI. So that won't be a problem. All right, next question. What's the next question? Next question is about certificate, employment certificate. Sir Francis, what about employment certificate?
Okay.
Are they required?
It depends. If the school requires to submit COE or certificate of employment, you need to submit. Definitely for visa application, we need to submit your COE. But for school application, with the initial documents, hindi naman. But if the school requires the student to submit, kailangan mag-provide ng COE.
It's usually upon request naman, no? But yes, that's correct. For the visa, we need your certificate of employment. Okay.
Okay, announce ko lang, Van, yung
Uh-huh.
good news. Because if you're going to apply to Sault College or Centennial College through Kanata, yung 100 Canadian dollars na application fee, pwede naming ma-waive. So if you're eyeing to apply for January 2023 intake or May 2023 intake, you just need to submit your school credentials and your passport. No need to pay 100 Canadian dollars na school application.
Right. If they apply it through us. Tama.
Yes. Pero kung
Correct.
mag-DIY kayo, you need to pay 100 Canadian dollars. So that's about 4,400, 4,300 pesos din yon. So if you're going to apply with us, waive yung application.
That's right. So again, yung application fee can be waived if you apply through us. All right. Next question.
How much is the average yearly tuition fee for Centennial College? So for Centennial College, the per year tuition fee, siguro it averages 17 to 18,000 Canadian dollars for diploma and postgraduate certificate programs.
Right. That's siguro mga ganyan. 15 to 17. 17 you can say. It depends actually sa program. So 15 to 17,000. And that is your tuition for 1 year. Yeah, that's 1 year tuition.
Yes, but good thing because if you're applying to through regular stream, hindi mo naman siya kailangan talagang bayaran ng full. You only need to pay for the 1 semester tuition fee and you're good to apply for your student permit. And then, babayaran mo syempre yung pang second semester after finishing your first semester. Then before mag-start yung second semester, you need to settle the second semester tuition fee. But during school application, during visa application, you don't need to pay the 1 whole year.
Okay. Next question. It's usually how much, no? Next question. Risky po ba na kapag mag
Healthcare.
healthcare with co-op 1 year study lang? Di ba po equivalent to GWP is 1 year?
Okay. Van, ikaw ba or ako?
Wait, yeah, you can answer, go.
Yes. Okay. So I think you're asking for healthcare administration or healthcare assistant. I don't know. Can you clarify it, Grace, kung ano ba yung program na tinutukoy mo? You can turn on your mic, Grace. Is it healthcare administration or healthcare assistant? Hello, Grace? Mary Grace, hello? Okay, sige. I-ano na lang natin because the PGWP will depend on the duration of your program in Canada. So na-mention ko kanina, if you get a 1 year program, if you study a 1 year program, you will get 1 year PGWP. If you study a 2 year program, you will get 3 years postgraduate work permit. So I think she's asking, risky po ba, can I get a permanent residency after 1 year of PGWP? So honestly, we can say that because it really depends on the situation of the student. Some students, after finishing a 1 year program, they apply for PGWP, and during this time, they can apply for permanent residency. Some students chose to apply for a 2 year program to get a longer PGWP. So kasi nga, di ba, if you study a 2 year program, you will get 3 years postgraduate work permit. So during your first semester, you need to assess yourself pag nandun ka na in Canada if you think you have a chance to get a permanent residency after finishing a 1 year program. So if you're not confident that you will get a permanent residency after finishing a program, you can choose to apply for another program to make it 1+1. That is equivalent to 2 year program, and you will get longer postgraduate work permit. So that's our recommendation if you really want to get a longer PGWP, especially if yung program available or yung program na kinuha mo dito, yung kinuha mo na first program is only 1 year or 8 months.
Well, that is right. Yeah, because there are programs na yung duration lang is 8 months, no? Also, if I may add, if you're gonna do that, if you're planning to do that, let's say the one you're enrolled into is a 1 year program, and then you've decided to get another program because you want to extend your PGWP, and that is okay to get another program. But please make sure na hindi malaki yung gap in between, right? Para maging eligible pa rin kayo for the 3-year PGWP.
Yes, and also, siguro iniisip nyo, sir, pwede po ba ako mag-aral and then get PGWP and then enroll ulit for another program and then apply for PGWP. But unfortunately, you can only apply for postgraduate work permit once. So after finishing a program and then you decided to take the PGWP, even mag-enroll pa kayo for another program in the future, you won't get the PGWP. So you really need to assess yourself. You really need to plan pagdating nyo doon, what you're going to do. Am I going to apply for another program? Am I going to apply for PGWP and look for full-time work and then apply for permanent residency? So it's really up to dun sa situation ni student. So you can have a one-on-one consultation with us, but syempre you need to understand that we are an education agency, education consultation. So we don't really advise regarding the permanent residency. It's because it's none of our scope. Our partner institutions in Canada are mga education institution. That's why we only process yung school application student and the application for student permit or student visa.
Yes. So we advise if your questions are really for, let's say, for PR, we advise that you approach the right people. No? We have migration consultants and you have migration lawyers. Yeah, meron kayong mga ma-approach for those specific questions, especially for PR.
Yes.
So yun nga, just to clarify, we are only for the study permit.
Yes.
And because we are associated with education institution. So all right, so let's proceed now to the next question, Francis.
Okay, Van, sorry. I-add ko lang na both Centennial College and Sault College, they have, ito yung tinatawag nila international centers. So this one, if you have issue, if you have concerns, or you have questions regarding permanent residency, every school has an international center that caters for international students. So pagdating nyo naman doon, merong support yung school, especially for your future plans. So don't hesitate to ask for help or mag-ask ng questions pagdating nyo doon sa school. Especially starting this September 2022, open na yung mga schools, face-to-face na yung mga classes. And if you have free time, you can visit the international centers to address your concerns and your questions, especially yung plans nyo after finishing your program. So may tutulong at tutulong sa inyo doon. Don't worry.
All right. So next question. Shall we proceed? Okay. Next question is from Lance. He's asking, can I ask, since I am still unsure, probably unsure on which is which, what is the difference between a diploma course versus a postgraduate certificate?
Yes, Van. I think
So a diploma course is normally a 2-year program. The only difference is that a postgraduate, since it's a postgraduate thing, it's a bit higher than a diploma program. So in most of the schools in Canada, you have like 4 levels. So you have your bachelor's, which you're supposed to take for 4 years. You have your advanced diploma, which you are going to take for 3 years. You have the diploma courses or diploma programs for 2 years. And then you have your postgraduate, you have postgraduate diplomas and postgraduate certificates. Now, so your postgraduate, it's a bit higher in terms of the degree. It's a bit higher than the diploma programs, but we can't necessarily equate it to a master's. Okay, so kumbaga sa Philippines, para siyang, that's almost as if the same level with a post-baccalaureate. So you can't put it at the same level now, masters. But yeah, it's higher than a diploma program.
So yes. So in terms of requirements, so I think this is we can discuss about the difference of diploma course or postgraduate certificate. So for diploma course, you're not required to have a bachelor's degree from your home country. But if you're applying for a postgraduate certificate program, kailangan graduate ka ng bachelor's degree dito sa Philippines before you can apply for a postgraduate certificate program. So not all industries like health-related course, engineering course, not all programs meron postgraduate certificate. So it's really important we can do a one-on-one consultation and assessment so we can recommend the right program for you. So don't worry, tutulungan din namin kayo if you're hindi pa kayo sure what program yung iti-take ko in Canada, ano ba yung program na bagay sa akin based on my education background and work experience. So tutulungan kayo ng mga counselors of Kanata Education.
Okay. Next question. This question is from Yvette. What if I have previously applied with one-time refusal? Is there any chance that I can reapply again? And can you help me with that? Francis?
Yes. So I think if you're going to read yung refusal letter, no, there's I think last statement of the IRCC that if you think you can answer the refusal points of your refusal, you are welcome to apply. So wala naman na up to 2 applications lang. So pwede ka mag-apply on your second or third application. So it's still possible na ma-approve yung student permit. So if you have a refusal, we can have a one-on-one consultation as long as makapag-book ng appointment so we can discuss your options and also a strategy on how to reapply your student permit.
Okay.
So hindi pa naman end of the world for you, Yvette. So if you have refusal, we can still apply.
That's right. Wala namang limit, no? As to how many times they can reapply. As long as you get to pay for the application fee. And then you get to review. It's very, very crucial, if you're doing your reapplication, you get to review the refusal points. Para at least you know where to adjust. Okay, is there something to adjust with your funds? Is there something to adjust with your home ties, with your statement of purpose? Yung mga ganun. Okay, so Francis can go now to the next question.
Okay. So Michael asks, what will be the fee structure for the remaining balance of tuition fee? Is it payable within the year of program, or it should be settled once the first semester starts upon arriving in Canada? So Sault College and Centennial College, to confirm the offer, to confirm your seat for the first semester, you need to settle the 1 semester tuition fee or the first semester tuition fee. So meron sila, I think after getting an LOA or letter offer, you need to pay a certain amount for the deposit. But before we lodge your application, you need to settle the remaining tuition fee for first semester. So because it shows commitment na you really want to study, makita ni visa officer that you're committed to study, na you paid your first semester tuition fee. Kung 1 year yung required, because you will apply through study direct stream, you need to pay for the 1 year tuition fee. But if you settle the first semester tuition fee and then nakalipad ka na ng Canada, so yung due date for the second semester tuition fee is before the start of the second semester. So pagdating mo doon, wala kang mabayaran syempre because settled na yung first semester tuition fee. But before you start the second semester, you need to settle the tuition fee.
Okay. All right. For the next question, ito very frequent natin nakukuha ng question. No? Paano po siya accommodation? So for the accommodation, to be honest, we don't have any partners, right? Na pwede i-assign. But what's nice about the schools is they do give you, what we can provide are links lang where you can find or where you can look for accommodations. And I think the schools can also provide you also the like links wherein you can check, let's say for the homestay. So homestay is yung wherein you have to live with a Canadian family. So Yun, meron kayong ganong option. And then meron din naman option to, especially the schools that has their own dormitory. So pwede kayo mag on campus, pero pwede din naman tumira off campus.
Yes. Usually, international students opted to find accommodation outside the campus. First, syempre, mas mura compared dun sa accommodation inside the campus. And also, as a student, definitely you will work there if you want to. Syempre, it's your choice. So usually, ang mga part-time jobs, available yan outside the campus. So, mas better na yung accommodation nyo is outside the campus. Pero if you really want to stay in a in-campus accommodation, available naman yan for Sault College. I'm not lang sure for Centennial, but schools also assist students, especially Centennial College and Sault College has school representative dito sa Philippines. They can link you to right people in finding your accommodation. Pero syempre, this one, gagawin natin to when we already have the visa approval. So madali naman yan. Don't worry. Ang pinaka-challenge talaga as a student is yung pag-a-apply ng student permit. Once ma-approve na yan, for sure, marami kayong makukuhang help in looking for accommodation. Pwede kayong sumali sa mga Facebook groups wherein kasali yung mga international students na naka-apply sa Sault College or sa Centennial College.
Okay. Sige, let's proceed to the next question. The next question is from Ninja. So she said, I am 52 years old. Is it still okay to apply for study visa or for a study permit? The answer is yes. Okay. In Canada, there's no age discrimination. So pwede kayong mag-apply to any school regardless of your age. Actually, we had a student, right, whose visa was just approved a few
and
weeks
she's
back.
52 years old.
She is 52 years old. So don't be discouraged. We often get these types of questions na, 49 na ako, baka hindi na pwede. Again, in Canada, they do not discriminate when it comes to age.
Yes. As long as you can explain why, ano yung importance of your education in Canada, I think nagbibigay naman sila ng student permit. And it's still possible because we know personally a 50-year-old applicant who gets a visa approval for student permit.
Okay.
Okay, so I think may na-miss tayong question. So regarding sa personal support worker, is this available for, I think you're asking for January 2023 intake. Fortunately, yes. So this is still available for Centennial College located in Toronto and Sault College, available pa rin itong personal support worker dun sa Sault Ste. Marie campus nila. So Sault College, Sault Ste. Marie, meron silang mga campuses all over Canada. So meron sila sa Brampton, meron sila sa Toronto. So meron din sila yung main campus nila, which is the Sault Ste. Marie. This is a 1 hour flight away from Toronto. So if you want to locate in a bigger city, you can take the Toronto for Sault College and Centennial. If you want to live in a smaller county, pwede ka mag-Sault Ste. Marie.
All right. So shall we proceed to the
Yes.
next one? I saw this question. How many semesters do they have in a year? Like for early childcare. So normally in a year, you have 2 semesters. Okay. This is applicable for most of the programs. You normally have 2 semesters in 1 year. Okay. But if you're referring to, so you have 2 semesters in 1 year, but you have 3 different intakes. Okay. So in Canada, you have a winter intake, you have your summer spring intake. So winter is January 2023. That's why if you notice, kanina pa namin minimension na open pa siya for January 2023 because that's the nearest intake. Okay, yung winter, that's January 2023. And then the next one, we have the summer spring intake, which is May 2023. And then the fall intake, that's your September 2023. There.
So I think mayroong question si Ryle. So paano po yung flow ng academic year sa Canada? Kung winter intake yung kunin, like kailan ang summer break? So usually, ang main intake talaga for international student is every September. So usually, nagsa-start sila ng September, tapos second semester nila is winter. Tapos during summer, yung May to August, that's summer break. So during this time, they can work full-time and then magsa-start ulit yung second year nila ng September. But for winter intake, it really depends on the schedule na makukuha nyo pagdating nyo in Canada. Some schools, even you start on winter, may semestral break. Yung iba naman, tuloy-tuloy since nag-start ka na ng winter. So if you're eyeing, sir, gusto ko po talaga yung may summer break because I can work full-time, makakatulong siya dun sa tuition fee. It really depends dun sa schedule ng program. Malalaman nyo yan pagdating nyo na ng Canada.
That's correct. I think that's once they enroll, because some programs, we can say for the school, the whole school itself, or for the whole school year, but some programs or for some specific departments might give you an option kung kailan nyo gusto mag-break. So typical college life, that you can plot your schedules on your own. So meron mga subjects that can be fixed, meron mga subjects that can be adjusted. But again, itong schedule nyo, you can fix that once you're enrolled.
Yes. And also, I guess, iba-iba talaga yung mga students because some students naman, they want na tuloy-tuloy yung program nila because they really want to finish their program and then start their postgraduate work permit because full-time work na yon, and then they can also already plan their PR applications. So, the moment na matapos sila, nagsa-start na talaga doon. So, mas maganda pa rin na mas matapos early compare na may breaks pa, then madedelay pa yung pag-finish ng program. But it's really the decision of the admissions and the school if yung program nyo is may break or wala, if you start in winter.
So yeah. So again, at the end of it, it really depends on the student. Kasi that's true, no? What Sir Francis said a while ago is true. So it's better if you get to finish your program faster, if not on time. Pero meron din kasing mga excited for the break, for the term break. Because diba, it was mentioned a while ago that you are allowed to work. So during your school days, you are allowed to work for 20 hours per week. So during your term breaks, you are allowed to work for 40 hours or more per week. So yun. So depende rin sa student, no, kung ano bang pinaprioritize nyo. Kung gusto nyo na ba agad makuha yung PGWP nyo, or kung gusto nyo rin to take advantage of the term breaks that you're eligible to get. Para yun, kasi yung iba yun nakakaipon, kasi naka-work sila for longer hours during the term break.
Yeah, so meron question si Lance. I look at programs in Centennial College. They would say a program is 1 year or 2 semesters, but are there 3 semesters in a year? Will that 1 year, 2 semester count as 1 year, or do I have to add more programs? So, yung 8-month program, which is 2 semesters, is equivalent to 1 year. So, let's say, for example, you study a one year program or 8-month program, that is equivalent to 1 year. And then if you chose to enroll for another 8-month program kasi gusto nyo mag 1+1 to have a longer PGWP. So 8 months equals to equivalent to 1 year, tapos nag-add ka pa ulit ng another 8-month program, that's equivalent to 2 years na. So longer PGWP for the student.
Okay.
Pero some programs kasi you will 1 year talaga siya. Kasi some programs, they have co-op, they have internship na part of the program na kailangan tapusin ni student. So some programs, 2 semesters na nasa school and then another 4 months na internship. So it really depends on your program. Iba-iba talaga kasi yung especially yung curriculum. Iba naman talaga yung mga subjects, iba-iba yung required na number of units na required na kuhanin ni student. Pero every time during the semester, you are always enrolled as a full-time student. Yun din usually ang conditions ng student permit.
The permit, yes.
Hindi pwedeng kalahati muna ng mga units kayong itatake ko because it will have an impact dun sa student permit nyo and may possibility na ma-revoke to. So always follow the conditions of your student permit. If the school asks you na mag-enroll in this semester pero sir gusto ko po mag-break but yung school is ask you to enroll or kailangan pumapasok kayo during that semester, you need to enroll. So hindi pwedeng, sir wala pa akong pambayad, sir kulang po yung funds. Because as a student, when you apply for a student permit, dapat ready, financially ready si student and also their sponsors.
That is correct. So we mentioned kanina, no, some students, they get to save up money during their, kasi diba you're allowed to work, no? Pero in terms of kung ano yung mga feedback na receive namin, yung mga experience yung mga nandun na, it's never enough. I mean, the income that you can get from those part-time jobs, pwede, of course, pwede yan makatulong like sa rent nyo or sa food and sa transpo, but kukulangin pa rin still. Parang hindi siya enough to pay for, let's say, a 1 semester or 1 year tuition fee. So it's really, just like what Francis said a while ago, it's really important that once you land there or once you've decided to push through with a study permit application, you are prepared financially.
Yes. And again, Kanata will help you figure out what course or what program to take. So make sure to book an appointment sa aming dun sa link na provide.
Yes, that's correct.
To have a one-on-one consultation, sometimes it takes 2 consultation to figure out what program because we really need your background regarding your education and work experience. So hindi naman namin kayo pababayaan na magkumuha ng program na hindi fit on your background because for school application, it's easy. You just need to submit your school credentials and your passport. But it's very challenging on applying for student permit kapag yung program is hindi aligned dun sa work experience or education background ng applicant.
Okay. Yeah, and with that, yun nga. So, because I think most of the questions now are very specific, no? The questions that we can find sa chat box. So yeah, if you have very specific questions like, ano pong program for me? And pwede ba ako sa ganito? Like if it's very specific and personal questions, we suggest to book a consultation, to have a one-on-one discussion. It's mas malinaw. And it's it's solely for your benefit. Right? So probably we can have like a few last questions then, Sir Francis.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sige. Sige, I'll get this one. Ito magandang question. Which can be beneficial for everyone. So ito, what if I did not finish my study in time? Can I apply for extension or PGWP?
Yes, Pat. If hindi ma-finish ni student yung kanyang program in time, pwede naman mag-apply for extension. So it's really depend on your circumstances. So for example, nagkabagsak ka pero hindi naman super dami, like 1 to 2 subjects. It's still possible to enroll for or apply for an extension. So some applicants, sir, nabuntis po ako in Canada. So I really need to take a break. So that's a valid reason to temporarily stop your education. So pwede, as long as it is valid and it is reported on IRCC and your school.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So marami naman maraming considerations, especially kung talagang nahihirapan. Kaya in the event na nahihirapan kayo din sa mga classes nyo, nahihirapan kayo din sa mga subjects, you can always go to your international centers ng mga schools, no, to assist you, to help you paano nyo ba ma-figure out yung life nyo in Canada and also your education.
Yes, because in some of those offices, some offer even tutorial services.
Tutorials,
Okay?
yes.
Yes, they do offer that. So kung nagsistruggle kayo academically, yeah, they will be there to help you also. So yeah, I think that would be the last question that I take. Meron ka pa ba from your end?
On my end, wala naman. But iano ko na lang, with the school application for Centennial College and Sault College, it's quite faster compared to other schools sa Ontario and other provinces. So if you really want to pursue your education this January 2023 intake, many programs are still open. So we can, kayang-kaya pa, mahabal yung winter intake. So if you want to start na nagsisnow or malamig in Canada, we can. And this is the earliest intake. And then always the best time to start your education is now. I mean, kung nade-delay, maraming disadvantages because possible tataas na yung tuition fee. Kasi every year, same here in the Philippines, if nade-delay yung pag-aaral mo, tumataas yung tuition fee. Second, yung pag-start mo ng postgraduate work permit. So you want to start the postgraduate work permit as soon as possible. Kasi if you're going to apply for your PR, magmamatter yung age. So I'm not saying na impossible na to but if you're young and you're applying for permanent residency and you're healthy, syempre mas malaki yung chance for permanent residency applications. So if you really want to start your journey in Canada this winter 2023, we still have time if you're applying through us, and you will apply to Centennial College and Sault College.
Right. So
before we
wag
end.
nang magpatumpik-tumpik pa at mag-apply na if you really want to pursue. Yeah, kasi nga, mahirap din kung if you want to push through sa January 2023, there's a big possibility kasi na if you delay it like a few weeks from now, pwedeng magsara na yung programs na aligned sa inyo or programs that you're interested in rather. So ayun. So that's our advice. All right. So I guess we can end the webinar with that question. Again, if you have very specific and very detailed questions, we advise you to book a consultation with us. Anyways, it's free. So you just have to give time. It won't last naman for 2 hours. Mostly mga 30 minutes, no? Pero may mga umaabot ng 1 hour. Depende sa maraming chika. But yeah, it's free. So para masagot din yung very specific questions. No? Yes. So also, if you're gonna book, we advise that you get to prepare the questions that you have para mas mabilis yung flow ng conversation.
Yes. And again, Kanata Educational Consultancy Services don't collect processing fee. We don't collect assistance fee for our students. So if you're applying as a solo or single applicant, wala talaga kayong babayaran. Only your tuition fee and your medical tests. Because yung security deposit na 10,500 is covered na for your visa fee and biometrics fee.
That is right. Okay, so there. There you have it. That's our webinar for this Friday. Again, for the second time, we apologize now on behalf of the representatives of Sault College and Centennial College for them not being able to attend to this webinar. Sayang, madami pa naman kayo now. So maganda sana for them to present. But anyway, there will be other presentations. For this month, I think the next one will be Fan Show. Right? So Fan Show College on July 22. And then, siguro, Francis, let's promote na rin, no? Next week,
Yes.
next week, we will be in Singapore. So, kung meron kayong friends,
Relatives,
yes,
yes.
relatives, family who are in Singapore na gusto rin, to study in Canada or to migrate as well to Canada. So, pwede nyo silang sabihin because we'll be there. We'll have an event doon sa
Yes. And
Singapore.
yes, add ko na lang, Van, sorry, before we end this presentation, na it's a good thing to work with an agency or with us, Kanata, since free naman, because we work directly with our school partners. We had with Sault College or Centennial College. So if you have questions regarding the school, ano yung mga programs na ino-offer nila, we can answer that during our one-on-one consultation and assessment. So hindi lang Kanata services yung pwede namin ibigay na information. It's also about the school, how much is the tuition fee, what is the process under school, what are the requirements. So we have a direct partner with them. So nakakausap namin yung schools. That's why yung mga informations from them pwede namin ipasa kay student. So even wala sila tonight, we can still attend your questions during one-on-one consultation and assessment. Okay?
All right. So there. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. And
So,
have a... Mhm.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I was about to end it, but yeah, so yeah. So thank you. Thank you everyone for spending a few hours on a Friday night. So we wish you all a happy weekend. And sana if you have time, you can attend our other webinars with other schools also. Thank you. Don't forget to book your consultation. Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye.